When Leader McCarthy asked me to be ranking member on the House Administration Committee in the last Congress, he told me to fix things around this Capitol, which is why, as he mentioned, we introduced the Capitol Police Advancement Act during the last Congress that would have increased transparency and accountability through semi-annual reports and addressing many of the issues that have been brought up for years in IG reports, GAO studies, and other different forms of communication with Congress. The Democrats chose not to advance our legislation to help our officers. And it's with great disappointment today that I don't get to question my friend Harry Dunn. And I don't get to talk to him about what he and heroes like David Bailey and Crystal Griner, officers that saved the lives of Steve and all of us on a baseball field a few years ago. We don't get to ask the questions that will lead to why there was not a better security posture here on the Capitol complex. Harry is a friend. Harry and I hugged each other when we saw each other in the Capitol after what happened on January 6th. Harry has been to my office to talk about these issues. He knows that all of us here want to address the institutional problems with the structure that is set up to fail. The structure here in the United States Capitol is that the chief of police cannot make a final security decision without going to political appointees that make up the Capitol Police Board, his or her bosses. They can't get the security posture where they think it is up to par before they have to go to political appointees. We tried to fix this over the last few years, and the Democrats have stopped us every single step of the way. Now, if Speaker Pelosi thought that by vetoing Ranking Member Banks and Ranking Member Jordan from this committee that she would avoid the tough questions, well, she doesn't know the rest of us that well. And frankly, some of the questions that I think need to be asked of the Speaker, and I hope all of you that are in front of us today asked these questions. On January 6th at 1:43, Speaker Pelosi was passed a note while in the Speaker's chair on the House floor, requesting permission to seek support from the National Guard from then Sergeant-at-Arms Paul Irving, who was appointed by the Speaker and then subsequently fired that day by the Speaker. This is an account that has been confirmed by the Speaker's office. Why was the Speaker's permission even needed? By this time, pipe bombs had already been found outside the RNC and the DNC, and rioters had breached the steps. If Sergeant-at-Arms Irving felt he needed the Speaker's approval then, what were the instructions and conversations he had with the Speaker's office prior to January 6th? Former Capitol Police Chief Steve Sund has testified that Irving was concerned, as many have said, about the optics. And we know that the Speaker's office was calling the shots on all of their actions on January 6th. But we don't have the details leading up to those conversations leading up to the 6th, because under the Speaker's direction, the Sergeant-at-Arms has denied our House administration official request to preserve documents and communications. I will tell you the Capitol Police followed our ask and did provide that information. What are they hiding? What is the Speaker hiding? Unfortunately, I don't believe those questions are going to be asked by this committee. And the Speaker, as we've heard throughout this press conference, is tightly controlling every single question that is coming forth. This is the committee that's supposed to get to the bottom of what happened on January 6th. And as has been noted by my colleagues, the chair of this committee has left all of the questions that I just hope you ask the Speaker off the table. Don't let that happen.